Hello everyone. In this tutorial, we are going to discuss about the usefulness of local computer policies, and I will be doing so on a virtual machine running Windows 2010 operating system. To start with, local policies are rules or configuration and defined on your local computer. This is further categorized into two, which are the computer configuration and the user configuration. These arrows indicate subfolders within these folders. There are thousands of local policy you can define on your computer, but we are going to start with the account policy. What is the account policy? The account policy is a rules or settings you define on the manner in which you can access your account, like the password or the lockout account. There are two types of account policy, which are the password policy and the account lockout policy. The password policy. A password policy is where you define the password that you would like to use. How would you want the password to be, and the length of the password. We are going to focus on these two, which are the minimum password length and password must meet complexity. Each of these has more details or more explanation, so you double click on them and then you get the option of the explain. Then you obviously need to read all of these to further understand what the particular function or the particular policy is all about. The password, the minimum password length, this is where you define the amount of characters you want your password to have, and we are going to start up with a minimum of a 7 characters, and then you click on the apply and okay. Password must meet complexity by default is disabled. The password must meet complexity, this in this case you tell the computer whether to allow case sensitive or not, like uppercase, lowercase numbers, or a particular set, like if you want to go with numbers only. So for us, we are going to always ensure that we enable this case sensitive, and click on the apply and okay. So there is one thing you should always note, which is these policies must be defined before assigning password to your account. Like example, if you have already created a password for your account and want to enforce these policies, you that particular policy is going to affect your current password. In the case like the minimum password length, which now we define as 7. If before your minimum password length or the password you previously used is below 5, or let me say 5, and now the policy you are going to put in place says the minimum password length is 7, that means the minimum characters will be 7. So obviously you must ensure that you define these policies first before assigning password to your account. Next, we are going to look at the account lockout. The account lockout, we have the account lockout duration, account lockout threshold. These account lockouts already indicate that these are attempts a particular user will use to access the his or her account, and if a login attempt is defined whenever a particular user attempts to log on within that particular duration, the account will automatically log out. Now we have the account lockout duration and the account lockout threshold. We are going to set this value of the account lockout to 3. We are going to set it to 3, and of course you can get more explanation, which says these security settings determines the number of failed logon attempts that causes a user account to be locked out, and we already set it to a 3, and apply and okay. So what about the account lockout duration? How many hours or the minutes you want the account to be locked out for? And we are, for this case, we are going to set it to 1. It depends to the amount you will want to, but for this case we are going to set it to 1. And also the account lockout counter is also set to the default also as 1. After all this configuration, to To enable this policy, we are going to give password to this particular account, and then we try to log in with the particular password, and also try the logon attempt also. I have many users in this computer, and we are going to assign a password to this Tijan. Of course, I have go to new set password. We are going with the default PASS at 1 2 3 4 5. Do the same, PASS at 1 2 3 4 5. Let's see, we have already set the password, and we are going to log out from this computer and try to log in again and see what will happen. We log out. This will take small time, and then log in again. Now we are going to attempt to log in with the real password and see if we are allowed to. PASS at 1 2 3 4 5. Enter. Obviously the password is correct, and we are going to log on to the user account. And as you can see, we are logged on to the user account. Next, we are going to try the account logon and see. Always take some time, and then we'll try. But this time we are going to see the account lockout. What will happen if we attempt a wrong password more than 3 times? We are going to do random text. 1, try to log in again. 2, try to log in again. 3, obviously the policy says the account will automatically log after 3 attempts, and as you can see, we already more than 3 attempts, so obviously this will not work because the policy already defined that after 3 logout attempts the account should not log the user, and the duration we specify here is 1 minute. In the case of you want a more longer duration, like more than 1 hours, obviously you have to wait more than 1 hour because before having access again to log on to your computer. For us, we did 1 minute, so now I think it's possible for us to log in again. PASS at 1 2 3 4 5. The time still says 1 minute, and I think it is not yet 1 minute, so we have to wait until 1 minute before even the real password can have access to log on to the computer again. And now we've waited for the 1 minute, and now we have access also to log on to our computer. So this is the basic steps how to enable password policy and also the account lockout policy. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to subscribe and also share this video.